Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Hi YouTube, it is once again my honor to join you to review all things Descendants and Zombies, so if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to think about doing that, because I love uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies and having this conversation with everybody, whoever was a fan of Descendants and Zombies. It's kind of like Wicked, how Wicked became one of the most popular musicals in the world. Well, I think Descendants and Zombies is well on its way to becoming some of the most popular musicals of all time. Certainly some of the most discussed, because I think everybody, no matter who you are a fan of Descendants and Zombies in some capacity or in some form. And I think that's what makes these moments so special, is that we get to share in them together, which is why it's my honor to create the first ever unofficial Descendants and Zombies podcast talking about all issues and events related to Descendants and Zombies. So for instance, it could have been the Worlds Collide tour this past summer that we were all a part of. It could be Freya Sky's upcoming concert tour, or the release of her new single, Silent Treatment, which I'm really excited about. Regardless, we always have something to talk about Descendants and Zombies, because Disney has kept it going and kept the conversation alive for the last 10 years, and it gives me great joy and great honor to be here in this chair every day with each and every one of you to talk about Descendants and Zombies, because I know it's seen its fair share of criticism, with people not wanting to give this one much of a chance. But if you actually look at the story of Descendants and Zombies, you will have a greater appreciation coming away from it every single time, because of the character appreciation, how the characters were shown so much incentive and so much life, and gave me a greater appreciation for all things fairy tale related. Perhaps it had something to do with how I always studied fairy tales in high school. I always studied folk literature, which gives you a greater appreciation for the lore that goes with every story that we can talk about and discuss for hours. Because in all reality, I can sit here behind this microphone and talk about so many different fairy tales, from The Wizard of Oz to Hercules to The Little Mermaid to Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, for forever and have no regrets. I think that in order to showcase the passion that exists in everybody's hearts for Descendants and Zombies, you've got to show up on your show with that same passion. And you've really got to make people understand why you are a fan, why you became a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and you've held on to that belief ever since. Because I'm here to tell each and every one of you, if you are a fan of Descendants and Zombies watching this video out there in the world tonight, you are the best fan in the world, because you are so supportive of who and what you believe in. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you collect the dolls and you're passionate about it, if you collect the posters for your wall, perhaps your room is full of Descendants and Zombies merchandise, I want you to keep on believing in that and holding on to that, because that's what I wanted to do and tried to convey in every video that I've ever uploaded, because I think that if you don't have that same passion that exists in the heart of a fan of Descendants and Zombies, then it defeats the purpose of you ever uploading a video of Descendants and Zombies to ever begin with. That's why this has been the greatest honor of my life, because I not only get to talk about Descendants and Zombies to a global audience, but my favorite stars, Clarke and Ruby Rose Turner, and Malia Baker, who I love so much. Can't forget to mention Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson's names, because of the profound impact they had on the franchise and how they really brought it to life. I think that there's so much of an honor and a prestige that goes with talking about Descendants and Zombies, and I think it's going to be something that's never ever going to be forgotten, and something that's really going to stand the test of time when you really break it down and review it. I've been referred to as a Descendants analyst because I seem to know everything there is to know about Descendants and Zombies, but the reason why I know everything behind Descendants and Zombies is because of each and every one of you. Because of your persuasion to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies. And a lot of convincing went down for Jonathan Clarke to upload as many Descendants and Zombies videos as he has done. Over 600 videos have happened on this YouTube channel. And I have had no regrets since uploading the very first video. Because I made a promise to each and every one of you, a commitment if you would, to promise you at least one Descendants and Zombies video every 24 hours, which means every day. And I think there's a lot of pride that goes behind every video that you upload, because you not only have to talk about Descendants and Zombies, but you've kind of got to give people hope that there is a foreseeable future for Descendants and Zombies, and whatever reason that they are a fan of Descendants and Zombies. You really got to encourage that. Because I think that just to sit there and talk about Descendants and Zombies really defeats the purpose of ever talking about Descendants and Zombies to begin with. Because I don't see the greater appreciation coming from anybody else's video whoever talks about Descendants of Zombies. Now, I'm not talking about the fans. What I'm specifically referring to are the critics out there, because there are more than one critic of Descendants of Zombies. Forever and always, Descendants of Zombies has seen its fair share of criticism. I go all the way back to last summer, for instance, when the Place to Be music video was dropped. And I remember all the criticism the Place to Be music video had received early on without people wanting to give it much of a chance. I was the only guy on YouTube who wanted to give that music video so much of a chance because I saw the potential in the introduction of the Daywalkers and the Nightwalkers and the significance of what they were going to mean to Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires at that time. We didn't know how the music video was going to be received. It went on to receive over 55,000 likes, which is exactly what I wanted to have happen for it because of the fan support. But when it came to the critics recording their reaction videos, which were completely pathetic, it really made no sense to me how they felt about it. Because I think that if you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies, you should let everybody know why you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies, instead of just recording a reaction video for the purpose of getting a reaction out of a fan who loves it so much. Because what you've really got to think about is that somebody watching your video could be the biggest Descendants of Zombies fan out there in the world. So because you know that there is a girl out there who wants to watch their favorite Descendants of Zombies stars talked about and discussed in such a prestigious way, in such a professional manner, I think what you've got to do is you really got to think about that girl watching your video at home on her tablet or her phone who wants to get the best out of her Descendants of Zombies experience. And unfortunately for you guys, nobody is uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies on that consistent basis or believes in it as much as what I do. But that's why I've been referred to as a Descendants analyst. Because in order to talk about Descendants of Zombies, you've not only got to know everything there is to know about Descendants of Zombies, it may involve you having to move near a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could explode at any given moment. And I've had no regrets ever since. I found this house on real estate, noticed it was near a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could have exploded. So fearing for my life, I've been living here ever since, and I've honestly had the time of my life because it reminds me of Descendants and Zombies, and it gives me incentive to create so many wonderful videos. I've installed these reciprocal lights, which you guys can't see in this video because of the height of the new PC that I just bought, but it really sets the mood and the tone for every video that I've ever recorded about Descendants of Zombies. And I've loved every single second that I've had the chance to spend it with each and every one of you. Because as I just said, I not only got to talk about Descendants of Zombies, but I got to share in these moments and this experience with each and every one of you, which is something that I'm never ever going to forget. I can record hundreds of videos about Descendants of Zombies, which is why I'm really excited about Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland. I know there are a lot of rumors revolving around its release date, and it's one of the top trends right now on YouTube. Everybody wants to know when Descendants 5 is coming out. Along with that, everybody wants to know when Zombies 5 is coming out. And my heart goes out to everybody who wants to know these release dates, with some unofficial announcement coming from Disney that has yet to be announced or determined. We can kind of predict that Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland is going to come out in July of 2026. Zombies 5 is said to be released in 2028, with filming commencing in 2026. So I think that gives us a ray of light, a ray of hope, if you would, because I think a lot of people are saying that Zombies 5 should never happen, but why they're saying that, it's beyond me, because we've had these new characters introduced in Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires who are going to do a phenomenal job with the carrying on of the legacy of this franchise so much. I look forward to the futures involving Freya, Skye, and Bellica Burton so much because they fit perfectly together and they forever set a mood with the Zombies franchise. And I think because they've forever set a mood and they've forever been a part of something special, they deserve credit where credit is due. I think that people who choose to criticize Descendants of Zombies really don't know the first thing about being a Descendants of Zombies fan or appreciate things like the music that we're hearing from Freya Skye. I think from the moment she was born, Freya Skye was destined to become a great superstar. And because she was destined to become a great superstar and destined for greatness, I think that more of a chance needed to be taken on her. Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires was her first movie, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the only franchise that she's ever going to be a part of for Disney, because usually Disney hands out about 5-year contracts. So because Disney hands out 5-year contracts, there is so much more for us to experience and to talk about Freya Skye. Like right now across the board, shows from London and England are sold out for Freya Skye's tour, and I think that's something to be really excited about. Because I think there are more fans of Freya Skye than ever given credit for that love her so much, and I see this all the time, every single time I ever upload a video about Freya Skye. There are so many fans who are loyal to the product, and loyal to her vision for the foreseeable future. And a lot of that has to do with the zombies, because one thing I've noticed about Freya is that Freya is so appreciative of the role as Nova. She's so appreciative every single time she gets to perform. So because she's so appreciative of every single time she gets to perform, I think the emotion is at an all-time high for her, because she realizes that moments like these, I've said this often, only happen once for every lifetime. So because we never know how much time we have, and it's up to us how we spend that time, I think we should spend that time by surrounding ourselves with the ones we love and the artists that we've come to know that we grew up with. And obviously this generation of Disney fans, you guys grew up with Freya Sky. So it is my honor to sit upon this microphone and to review Freya Sky in the way that she's forever and always been deserved of being talked about. Because I've seen people like Clarke and Freya Sky becoming the spotlight about criticism and about how people truly feel about them. I don't think we've ever really cared how people really truly feel about Clarke. All we've ever cared about is seeing Clarke and being a part of whatever she's a part of. It's just, I really wish these critics would kind of back off Clarke and give her the space that she needs, because she's going on social media accounts, she's explaining the gap in her teeth, having to explain her political point of view, which I think is completely unnecessary, because Donald Trump's name does not belong in a conversation about Clarke, nor does anything else. I think if we're going to talk about Clarke and post reviews, then that's exactly what we should do. Talk about Clarke and post reviews, because I think never enough nice things can be said about these stars, because I'm just like each and every one of you. I'm a fan of Clarke and I think Princess Red is a beautiful character. And ever since donning that character, Clarke has showed so much incentive and really given this character so much life and hope for the foreseeable future, because regardless of how you feel about Descendants and Zombies has a future. I saw a lot of reaction videos just last night about the Snow Angels music video, and to be honest with each and every one of you, quite honestly, I was really upset about it. Because it was like people were recording these 12-minute long reaction videos, speeding up the song, and, really criticizing it without even giving it much of a chance. I saw up to 3 reaction videos, that's all I could find, along with the videos I had uploaded. And to be honest with each and every one of you, my video was the most popular Snow Angels music video of all time. It had over 4,000 views and 38 likes. It happened because of each and every one of you. Because you guys wanted a reaction video and a host of a show that actually put meaning behind his thoughts on things like Snow Angels. Apparently they shot this one in June. But apart from that, it was a beautiful music video through and through. The dancing, the choreographing, the special effects really brought this one to life. And I think that Freya Sky and Malachi Burton had ever been more so appreciative of being a part of this music video. So because they were so appreciative and so excited for this music video to premiere, I think that only nice things should have been said about it. So I took to YouTube, like I did last year for the Place to Be music video, and I recorded my own reaction videos, and I recorded a bunch of them. Because I believe if you're going to talk about the Snow Angels music video, then that's exactly what you should do, is talk about the Snow Angels music video, and talk about it with that prestige and that pride that always goes with recording a Descendants and Zombies video, and give people hope that we could see a sequel probably 2 or 3 years down the road. That we will see Zombies 5, Zombies 6, Zombies 7, 8, 9, 10. However you choose to look at it, there is a future for this, and we are all going to be a part of it. If it is indeed history that we are all going to be a part of, I'm excited about it, because I've had the honor of being your voice of Descendants and Zombies for what feels like forever, and it's the greatest honor of my life to be able to sit in this chair and to talk about Descendants and Zombies with the fans who mean so much to Descendants and Zombies, because you guys are the reason that everything is happening. Do you think 10 years ago Freya Sky thought she was going to become the biggest superstar in the world, or at least one of them, and be in this conversation all the time? I don't think she did. But that's why she's so appreciative of it, because she knows that moments like these don't happen all the time or happen often. I think that the conversation has always and forever revolved around Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Ariana Grande, and it's been a revolving door. The top 3 celebrities seem to be in that conversation all the time. It never seems to be about Clarke and Freya Sky. Why, it's beyond me, but I think that if more of a chance was taken on Freya Sky and Clarke and only beautiful things can happen, because I've always said that Clarke deserves to be a live-action Jasmine. I'm not taking anything away from Naomi Scott in the live-action Aladdin, but I've always believed that she would be an awesome live-action Jasmine or even a live-action Little Mermaid, because I think that she's showing so much heart and dedication in everything she's done. So you take that heart and that dedication and put it towards something else, like a live-action Rapunzel or a live-action Ariel. I think that would be beautiful. Because I think that when you look at the passions that we see from Freya Sky, like how she dressed up as Tinkerbell for Halloween Fest 2025, you talk about a live-action Tinkerbell for a live-action Tinkerbell franchise, then why can't it be Freya Sky? Why does it always have to be revolving around Sabrina Carpenter? Sabrina Carpenter has ended up in all these conversations about all these live actions, from Alice in Wonderland to Tangled to even, I think, there's a lot of them that she's ended up in the conversation about. I think even Tinkerbell she's been in the conversation about. So I think that because the revolving door has always consisted of the same conversation about the same celebrities, I think that kind of takes away from the credibility of your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. And I'm not trying to, tear down the credibility of Sabrina Carpenter. It's just when one celebrity is always talked about, it kind of becomes really frustrating because you want to see more of an opportunity given to people who have always wanted to be a part of something special. And I, for one, have always wanted to be a part of something special with each and every one of you. I always knew that I was going to have the chance to be a part of something special, but I never imagined it would come in the form of talking about Descendants of Zombies. Eventually, a bunch of girls would show up my door every year on Halloween dressed up as their favorite Descendants characters, trying to get me to guess who they were, saying, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, you're such a loser. Upload a bunch of videos about Descendants of Zombies for us so we can go home and subscribe to your YouTube channel." Lo and behold, they got what they wanted. It took a lot of convincing, but after taking your suggestions under consideration, this is what happened, and this became of this YouTube channel. Because I could be just some loser sitting here streaming a video game on Twitch this morning, but I love talking about Descendants of Zombies because I see the potential that exists in this franchise, and it might have something to do with how I've always been a big fan of Clarke and and I've had no regrets ever since. Big fan of Freya Sky. Freya Sky is one of the latest celebrities who I love talking about because I see so much creative energy and incentive from Freya Sky. I think there's such an appreciation that goes with talking about her. So because there's such an appreciation that goes with talking about her, we should have fun with our conversations and our predictions. I know everybody has a lot of predictions to be made about Zombies 5, and I get that. And a lot of people wish that Zombies 5 would come and happen quicker than what Disney is predicting. 2028 feels like forever away. But fear not, if it doesn't happen until 2028, all that means is I'll just have to upload videos of Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life. And I have no problem doing that because I emphatically upload Descendants of Zombies videos every day. And you know something? The analytics for this YouTube channel don't lie. Over 11,000 views again this month for this YouTube channel. Over 84,000 channel views. It's truly unprecedented when you actually put that into perspective of how far this YouTube channel has actually come. Because you guys believed in me, and I believed in you and your passions, and I forever encourage that. And that's why I'm able to record some of the best reaction videos that you'll ever see about Descendants of Zombies, and why I can talk about things like the Snow Angels music video so much and so often. Because most people will just upload a reaction video for, say, Snow Angels or the Place to Be music video, and they'll leave it at that. Just one reaction video, and they'll move on to the next topic. One week they're talking about Descendants of Zombies, the next week they're talking about something completely different. This is why this YouTube channel has dedicated the rest of my life to uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies and dedicated itself to you, because this is what you want to have discussed. So because this is what you want to have discussed, no matter if I'm dying or not every day with a common cold, I love sitting here behind this microphone to talk about Descendants of Zombies for you, because I realize the passion that exists in each and every one of your hearts. So because you realize that passion exists in each and every one of your hearts, it gives me great joy to be able to sit in this chair and to bring Descendants of Zombies to life in a way that nobody else could ever do it. Because I know what it's like to be a fan of things like High School Musical and Hannah Montana. Everybody remembers how popular Hannah Montana was years ago. I get it. Many of you are probably too young to remember how popular Hannah Montana was, but I know because I was there to experience it. And I witnessed the popularity of Miley Cyrus continue to rise every single time that I turned on the latest episode of Hannah Montana. They didn't really have much of a story for the show, but what brought it to life and gave it so much incentive and showed so much potential was the music and the colorful personality of Hannah Montana. How she never really cared what anybody thought of her, but she always had this emphatic message of love and just coming in peace. And that's what I love so much about Hannah Montana, was just how much incentive and how much creative energy she brought forth to every single episode of Hannah Montana that was ever produced. I love talking about Descendants of Zombies so much for each and every one of you. And I forever and always love being in this chair as your voice of Descendants of Zombies. I think there is so much of a conversation that has yet to be said about Descendants of Zombies, because as far as I'm concerned, this conversation never has to be over. It doesn't have to be over. And if you believe in Descendants of Zombies as much as what you believe in it, then I think we can continue this conversation for a very long time and pick up where we left off in the next episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, which you guys can catch every single day on this YouTube channel, because there's at least one new video every day surfacing on this YouTube channel for everybody who ever was a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and I couldn't be more honored to be the one sitting in this chair behind this microphone producing it for each and every one of you. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that, because I have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes, because I really do believe that this conversation never really has to be over. It doesn't have to be over, and if you have a prediction to be made about Descendants and Zombies, it's always fun to hear what your predictions are, because I believe that the fans are what matters, and that's what this comes down to. Being able to record so many wonderful videos about Descendants and Zombies comes with such prestige and such honor, and I've never felt more honored to be the one sitting in this chair every day talking about Descendants and Zombies for a global audience who have deserved far better reviews about Descendants and Zombies for a very long time. You guys have been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Get that done, because every single time I upload a video about Descendants and Zombies, you guys will get a notification dropped in your notifications bell for your YouTube channel, and you'll know what's up on this YouTube channel. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got the release of Freya Sky's new single coming out on December 2nd, which I'm really excited about. Thrilled and honored to be talking about that. So proud of Freya Sky and how far she's come in such a short amount of time. We've got Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland coming out in summer, July 2026. We've got Zombies 5 happening as late as 2027, 2028. I know, it feels like forever away, but we've got so much to get to. Leg 2 of the World's Collide Tour is coming at you, so we're just waiting on more confirmation about that, and as soon as I have it, I will drop it for you on this YouTube channel. I love talking about everything Descendants and Zombies related. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that. I will be back in just a few short hours from now with a new video for you guys dropping in my archive, so keep watching for that video to drop. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and allowing me to be a part of all of your lives as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. It has once again been my honor to sit in this chair and review all things Descendants and Zombies related. Again, I do apologize for all the reaction videos and all the opinions that other critics have exemplified towards Descendants and Zombies. Well, we can do something about that, because we can continue to outshine these critics, and we can show an undeniable amount of love and support for Descendants and Zombies that really goes a long way in this world, because there are never enough kind people seen in this world, but Descendants and Zombies tends to prove me wrong every single time, because the kindness and the vibe that I get, this really nice vibe I get from Descendants and Zombies fans who leave comments all the time, makes making these videos all worth it every single time. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I have once again been your host, Jonathan Clarke. You've been watching the latest episode of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs, dedicating the rest of my life to uploading Descendants and Zombies videos for you, and because of you, has become the greatest honor of my life and been so much fun. Thank you so much for having watched this video.